Where do you think the first cut should be? We'll have more time to spend together in the future.
I was not expecting an intro to this. Well, in all due honesty, I wasn't expecting a DLC to this game. Well, everybody, and welcome back to the Bloody Painter dating sim. So apparently, yeah, the developer released a DLC to this game out of nowhere, because I didn't know they made a DLC until, well, I bumped into it on itch.io. I mean, it's the same way I found the original game, but hey, this guy just likes to pop out of nowhere for me. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious on what's going to happen. And of course, this was like released on, I guess, Valentine's Day. But let's go ahead and start it up, I guess. Back to dealing with the Bloody Painter. Note, the Bloody Painter Dating Sim DLC is a continuation of the storyline following the good ending 4x4 Madhouse. Please complete the main game before playing this DLC. Yeah, Madhouse was the one where they both were psychotic.
Hey.
Between dream and reality, you sense someone calling out to you. The hazy voice felt familiar and comforting, gently pulling you back into your dreams.
Hey.
You found out someone was poking on your cheek repeatedly with their index finger. Although it didn't bother you, it still made you frown. You were still trying to linger in bed. Just let me sleep in a bit more.
Wake up, or the breakfast will get cold.
Oh. Actual, like, lip sync and blinking, apparently. Like actual facial expressions. Just let me sleep for 5 more minutes, darling.
Are you feeling a bit groggy right now? Did you think I was somebody else?
The man flicked your forehead with his index finger, a hint of displeasure in his voice. Ouch, that hurt. The sudden pain made you wince, forcing you to open your eyes. Through your blurred vision, you saw him with an expression that seemed to say, finally willing to wake up?
Maybe this will wake you up. What? Yes, I woke you up. Any complaints?
Your eyes are so beautiful. Your eyes are so beautiful. Your sudden compliment left him a bit overwhelmed, and the displeasure on his face vanished in an instant. You noticed his cheeks beginning to blush. He glanced away quickly, but then returned to his usual self the next moment.
If you don't want breakfast, I'll take them away.
I want them. You immediately got up from bed, pulled out the chair, and sat down at the table. Then, a perfectly toasted slice of Texas toast was served on the table, accompanied by a half-melted block of butter and some lettuce as garnishment. God, I'm hungry now. You took a bite of the toast, producing a crispy sound. The fragrance of the butter flooded your mouth. The man also took a piece of the same toast and sat down across the table, seeing how much you enjoyed the food. A smile slowly spread across his face. Oh yeah, do you know what date it is today?
February 14th.
Do you know what day it is today?
I know. Valentine's Day.
Oh, so you do know. I thought you weren't interested in such holidays.
Indeed, I'm not interested. But whenever I walk down the streets, these businesses offering Valentine's Day promotions and products try to grab my attention, so it's honestly hard not to notice.
Ain't that the truth? Well then, you know what people do on Valentine's Day. You stared at him with expecting eyes, making him feel embarrassed for a moment. He could only focus on eating.
Why don't you just say it? What do you want to do today?
Speaking of Valentine's Day, chocolate is definitely a must. If you could, I want to try the chocolate you make. After all, since you're so good at cooking, the chocolate you make must be delicious. But if it's too much of a trouble for you, you don't have to.
I'll make it.
While you were still figuring out how to convince him to accept your suggestion, he agreed. Eh?
What's up?
I thought you were going to make a face and look at me like you were saying, "Are you out of your mind right now?" He tilted his head, seemingly puzzled by your thoughts. Hey, personal space, bro. Back off a couple feet. Obey the 5 feet rule. He didn't hurry to answer you. It was as if he was deliberately teasing you. He squinted his eyes and looked at you slowly. Noticing you were waiting for his answer, he even stopped eating. He slowly extended his hand and gently brushed the crumbs off your mouth.
I could do that, and then I'd watch you keep praising me with your fancy words until I'm satisfied.
F you.
Now that I think about it, maybe this is even more fun.
I would have to think about how to praise you so that you would be satisfied.
I'd say, save your energy for later. Finish your breakfast, then come to the kitchen with me.
You stood in front of the kitchen countertop. Watching him open the cupboard and pull out a bag of sugar, a chocolate mold, a pin-shaped digital thermometer, and several bags of chocolate blocks. Since when we have these at home? He didn't answer your question, fully absorbing and wiping down the countertop and utensils with sanitizer. Why did I feel like he came prepared? You thought. After a while, all utensils were placed on the countertop.
First, chop the chocolate blocks into small pieces.
Let me help you. He placed the chocolate block on the cutting board, and the sound of chopping echoed through the kitchen. He filled a pot with water, placed it on the stove, and turned on the heat. In the kitchen, you two worked side by side in harmony. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to ask you this question.
What is it?
How are you so good at cooking? Are you just interested in it? He went silent for a moment, as if he were recalling something. You noticed his gaze drift to the upper left corner. He seemed stuck in a memory.
When I was little, whenever I did something wrong, my mother would withhold meals as a punishment.
Yep.
In order not to starve, I had to learn to take care of my own meals.
Starving a child. How old were you when this happened?
I remember being punished this way since I was about 5 years old, though it might have started even earlier.
So he's skilled not because he's interested in cooking, but because he needed to survive. Yeah, like I said, I think like I mentioned this like way back in like the beginning of like the playthrough, my playthrough of the original. Yeah, the Bloody Painter was abused a lot by his parents, which is like one of the big reasons why he's a complete psychopath. You thought.
But now, I study cooking purely out of interest, because it's hilarious watching someone eat like a chipmunk, mouth full and totally satisfied.
I'm not a chipmunk. Watching you pout and argue back, he couldn't help but smile. A gentle expression appeared on his face. He walked over to the stove and placed the chopped chocolate into a small empty pot. Then he set a small pot into the larger one with boiling water. The heat began to melt the chocolate. I never thought making chocolate with a friend would be this fun. Wait, with a friend? I thought you two were dating. What? He said this while stirring the chocolate in the pot.
So we're friends, huh?
Ooh. Probably struck his ego there. What? Are we not friends? If we're not, what else can we be?
We can.
Well, at least he blushed. He thought for a long time, but he didn't follow up with it. The conversation came to a halt. The only sound in the kitchen was the bubbling of the boiling water. It created an awkward atmosphere. After a while, you both turned around simultaneously. Again, personal space, bro. Having come up with something to say, only to realize you were so close to each other. Eye to eye, your faces were so close that the tips of your noses were almost touching. The closeness startled you both, and you quickly took a few steps back in a panic. Your elbow bumped into the pot on the stove behind you, causing it to fly off.
Watch out.
You stepped forward trying to catch the flying pot, causing you both to stumble together. Ah. The suddenness of the situation made you close your eyes instinctively. Ouch, that hurt. Well, you reopened your eyes and found yourself sitting on the floor. The man was holding himself up with one arm positioned directly above you. He managed to catch the larger pot filled with boiling water with his other hand, but the smaller pot still flew out regardless. Not a pot, that's a bowl. The melted chocolate splattered across the entire kitchen, transforming the once clean space into a disheveled mess with an unbearable to look at. If a squeamish person witnessed such a catastrophe, they wouldn't be able to resist the urge to clean it up immediately. Oh my goodness, your hand is burnt. He set the pot down again, bowl. Opened his palm in the area that had come into contact with the pot was red and swollen. I'm so sorry. This must have hurt a lot, right? I was too careless. I also made a mess in the kitchen. I should have... As he began to apologize in a panic, he reached out with his hand and gently caressed your cheek, interrupting your unspoken words.
There was chocolate.
He wiped the chocolate off your face and pinched your cheek.
You're being a drama queen. I'm fine.
I'm fine. It's just a mild burn. My hand just needs some cold water. He didn't even really read all of it. The thought you'd be mad at me for making a mess in the kitchen.
I might have been mad if it had been someone else. But you're not someone else.
Huh? Did you just say something at the end? It was too quiet. I couldn't hear it.
Nothing. It's nothing important.
Noon.
The chocolate that splattered onto the floor and walls has solidified, so it's best to wipe it away with a hot towel. But we need a brush to clean those gaps between the tiles.
He began to clean up the splattered chocolate in the kitchen as he instructed you to. You could tell that he wanted to clean them by himself, fearing that you wouldn't clean thoroughly. However, with a burn on his hand, he was now struggling even to wring out a cloth, leaving him no choice but to hand over the cleanup to you. While instructing you on the cleaning, he occasionally glanced at the patch of melted chocolate on his own clothes and frowned. Not only him, There was plenty of chocolate on your clothes as well. A sweet yet glowing smell. Glowing, I don't know. Smell and the feeling of chocolate sticking to your skin made you wish you could wash it off and get changed immediately. How about you go take a shower first? Looking around at the kitchen still in disarray, he hesitated. It was clear that he couldn't assure himself of your cleaning skills. Leave the cleaning to me. I've watched you clean multiple times. So I know how to do it properly.
Guess I'll leave it to you then.
In acceptance, he walked into the bathroom, leaving me alone in the kitchen. A few moments later. Phew, it's done. The kitchen is now cleaner than ever. You wiped the beads of sweat off your forehead. Oh. You felt the sticky texture under the slipper you were wearing. Looking down, you realized that the floor was covered in chocolate again thanks to your slippers. Seems like I need to take a shower as well. Humming sound. This better not be going where I think it's going. You picked up a bath towel while humming a song, then opened the bathroom door. At least I don't have to censor it. You were surprised to see the man is still bathing in the bathtub. You thought he had already showered. We were cleaning up and had gone back to his bedroom. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll leave right now. He backed off a few steps with an intention of leaving. He noticed the little chocolate trail you had left behind in the bathroom tiles and frowned. You also noticed his eyes, feeling overwhelmed. You found yourself stuck in a dilemma. Should you clean your body or just leave?
I won't look at you. Come in, wash up quickly, and then get out right after.
Put some goddamn pants on. Yes, sir. At least I don't have to look at that screen again. You walked into the bathroom, went to the corner, and awkwardly took off your clothes one by one until you were completely naked. To your surprise, he actually turned his head to the wall and the entire time. Didn't even peek. You sat down on a small plastic chair, pulled down the shower head, and began washing yourself. The sound of washing and scrubbing echoed throughout the bathroom. By the way, although you said you wouldn't look at me, aren't you afraid of me looking at you instead?
It's not like you would do anything, even if you did look.
Fair point. How are you so sure that I wouldn't do anything? You said mischievously. He thought for a second, then he gave his decisive reply.
Because you don't have the balls.
Oh! Damn. You're right. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't try a serial killer either. The sound of washing and scrubbing continued. Oh yeah, isn't your hand burned? Would it be a pain in the butt to shower like that?
Just a little bit. I just have to keep my right hand from touching the hot water.
Oh yeah, that's why he's taking a bath instead of a shower. Would you like me to help you wash your hair? I feel like you're the kind of person who washes their hair every day.
Indeed, I want my hair washed.
He then thought for a moment.
All right. Thanks in advance.
No! Please tap the screen. There. I'll start washing your hair, okay? Not the screen again. Are you not curious about my body at all?
No. Why?
Maybe I'm covered with tattoos under my clothes, or maybe I got some huge secrets, or maybe my sex is a completely opposite from what you think it, or something. He said in a teasing manner, but he still just stared at the wall, showing no sign of turning his head. Actually, I've been feeling suspicious about you for a long time. Are you gay?
No, I'm not.
But throughout the years, I've never seen you show any interest in females.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't feel attraction or aversion to someone based on their gender when choosing a partner. I believe no matter the gender or the body, those are just superficial appearances. What truly attracts me is what's beneath.
But it's a bit disappointing that you don't even have any interest in my naked body. Am I really that unappealing?
I don't understand why some people feel libido just from seeing a human body. It's just a piece of colored protein. Besides, I've grown tired of looking at life, drawing nudes from my sketching practice.
I mean, in all due honesty, like the dude he turns people into sculptures, so. I mean, I'm just saying, he's probably used to it by now. That's fair.
I believe a person's charm isn't measured by their appearance. You might be more charming than you think.
Was that a compliment? You thought to yourself. Yes, it was. Oh, thank God we're finally off that screen. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for that. We'll see. A few moments later, you both finish your bath and shower. You lay down on the couch in the living room, relaxing. He crossed his feet and started reading as usual. You, however, grabbed a random book from the bookshelf and sat right next to him. You flipped open the book and then realized it was about human anatomy. You tried to read it for the sake of killing time, but the more you read, the harder it became to concentrate. You tried to focus on the words, but instead they began to blur and dance on the page. As a wave of drowsiness hit you, you rested your head on his shoulder. He didn't dodge or resist. He then quietly closed your book. Then you weren't paying attention. When you weren't paying attention. Blah. If we're not friends, what else can we be? In your mind, you began reflecting on the conclusion of this earlier question. The pair of mugs you bought on sale sat on the dining table, filled with hot cocoa. Every morning you share breakfast together. Even seeing each other naked doesn't bring a hint of embarrassment. You know what, I'm not even going to answer that. You know each other's dark sides and secrets, yet there's no fear, only trust. Is our relationship really just friendship? Friends with the benefits, as they should put it. Sometimes he says things that are hard to understand, but they somehow sound like compliments. But whenever I complimented him, he immediately looks away, trying to hide his shy reaction, which is just adorable. Adorable.
What did you just say?
Nothing. Late night.
Come in.
You slowly open the door to his bedroom, holding a pillow in your arms.
What's up?
I had a nightmare, and I couldn't fall back asleep.
Want to talk about it?
No. Yeah, if that's okay. You closed the door and walked to the side of his bed, placing the pillow down. He scooted over, making space for you. You lay down on the bed, meeting his gaze. His blue eyes looked at you with concern.
What did you see?
I saw that night 2 years ago. The one where we were escaping from the police on a snowy night. Okay, so this takes place like 2 years later. After I got shot in the leg, you came up and hugged me, and then stabbed me several times in the back.
If it was the me before, I probably would have done something like that to you.
This dream got me thinking. It almost feels like serpentinity, being able to live together under the same roof like this now.
Living with a serial killer sounds more like semblanity. But being able to live with a serial killer for this long makes you pretty weird as well.
I mean, to be fair, she kind of helps you, like, butcher the body. So, I'm thinking, would things be completely different if I had made a different choice 2 years ago? Maybe I wouldn't even be here.
Maybe I was pretty wary of you back then. To remove any potential threat, I might have done anything.
Oh, is that like hinting at the other endings? You both fell silent for a while. Is there any way to save? Yeah, because we got like confirm, yes. Are there any other possibilities for us? Your sudden question made him widen his eyes. He seemed to have thoughts of something. Averting your eyes as he blushed crept up his cheeks and the tips of his ears. An instinct reaction to conceal his embarrassment. After preparing himself, he took a deep breath and turned his eyes back to you.
What do you think our relationship could possibly be?
Lovers and soulmates. Nothing. Nada. Lovers.
Do you think we could become that kind of relationship?
Honestly, our daily interactions have already gone beyond lovers and soulmates. We feel more like a long married couple. After you said this, he glanced away again.
So, that's how you see us in your eyes.
Yeah, I feel like our relationship has surpassed being just ordinary friends. Remember the question I asked, if we're not friends, what else can we be? You didn't give an answer. I've been thinking that maybe it's time to confirm our relationship. He closed his eyes and thought for a moment.
In the past, I mostly viewed others as mere materials. But with you, it's different. It's a feeling I can't describe. A warm feeling.
Buddy, one ending you chopped my effing head off.
Just being in the same space with you brings me such peace. This peace feels incredible, as if you have some kind of magic.
He paused for a few seconds, seemingly trying to find a better way to convey his thoughts. He took a deep breath, forcing himself to clear his mind.
I've always believed no one could stay with me for this long. Even if they were charmed by my appearance, they would run away as soon as they find out what I've done. My true nature isn't something ordinary people can accept.
What do you think I'm like an ordinary person? Hearing this, he smiled.
You're the strangest, yet also the boldest person I've ever met. Not only do you live with a cold-blooded serial killer, but you also want to confirm a relationship with one.
Yeah, this won't bold over well. I'll take that as a compliment then.
But will that change if we confirm our relationship?
Maybe. There'll be some physical intimacy, right? Don't say that. Your voice went down as you said this, but it was clear enough for him to hear you. He reached up and stroked your cheek.
Close your eyes.
No.
Like this?
He gently pressed a kiss on your lips. There. He was already blushing, seeming quite unfamiliar with these things. How many endings is there to the DLC, though? Got curious on that. What's next? Do you know what to do after this? His hands rested on your waist, fingers slowly moving down and sliding into the inner thigh. Hey! Hey, this careful act made you feel a bit ticklish. He witnessed all of your reactions, his beautiful blue eyes focused intensely on you.
Are you sure you want to do this? There's no turning back.
No.
All
Nod.
right, then.
No. With a swift movement, he flipped you over, pinning you beneath him. Can we just go back to the killing? With one hand, he grasped your delicate wrists and lifted them above your head, pressing your hands against the bed, revealing the charmingly wicked smile.
Even if you want to escape in the future, I won't let you slip away from me. Nice to meet you again, my dear.
This Valentine's Day, you may not have gotten his hand-made chocolates, but it seems you received an even better gift. I don't even want to know. I guess ask more. I think physical intimacy means something more than just kissing, blah, blah, blah. His hand rests on... Okay, so same ending. Same ending. No. Soulmates.
Do you
Soulmates?
think we could become that kind of relation?
Honestly, our daily interactions have gone beyond lovers and soulmates. We feel more like a... Okay, so... What about this one? What do you think our relationship is? Your second question made him widen his eyes. He seemed to have thought of something, averting your eyes with blush creeps. Okay, yes, that's like the exact same things, but... Okay. Alright, well, I guess that should do it for the Bloody Painter Dating Sim DLC Valentine's Day. I really don't know what Delicat's going to be doing with the character after this. Because, hang on, let me go to their website real quick. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it looks like they're planning on making, like, another game sometime this year. I don't know if... Well, it might be about the Bloody Painter. I don't know. Looks like they're also making another game in 2026. And if you're wondering, like, why it's written like Asian character, I think like Delicat, it is from Taiwan. And for those who don't know who Delicat is actually the original author of the Blood Painter. She originally written the Blood Painter, I want to say like 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure that's when she wrote him. I know there's like yeah, he's like having his like 10th year anniversary. So yeah, I want to say like the Blade Painter came out, like the original Blade Painter story came out like 10 years ago. God, how time flies. But yeah, I do suggest you come check out her store. She does actually sell some merch for the Bloody Painter. Check it out, you know, go support her, I guess. And I think she does have a YouTube channel as well. Yeah, link. I'm probably just gonna like post links to the website, links to her channel, and of course links to the game down below. But yeah, the DLC was alright. I'm kind of looking forward on what she does next with the Blade Painter. And I'm kind of happy that she actually continued on with the Blade Painter, because like, it's... Honestly, I love it when original authors like continue on like with their characters. Normally, like, especially when it comes to like creepypasta characters, like the author just writes one story and then that's it. They just kind of leave their character all to the dust. But Delicat, through the entire time when she like originally wrote the Blade Painter story, she's been keeping on with the Blade Painter. I kind of do like that. So, I mean, I'm kind of curious on what she does next with the Blade Painter. But if you guys enjoyed this, well, honestly, short video, like and subscribe as always. Until next time, have a good day.